What is going on, everyone? MikeO back with another SGC grading submission reveal video. This is a 74 card personal order. All this stuff belongs to me. It's a super fun order. I love it. Honestly, to me, personally, in my opinion, epic order. Unbelievable. One of my all-time favorites, and super excited to show it off. There's a variety of stuff. There's going to be some early 1900 stuff. There's going to be some brand new stuff. It's going to be some vintage, a lot of Phillies, of course, but not all Phillies. It's pretty awesome. A lot of stuff for the personal collection. Some stuff that is absolutely forever collection stuff that's from a family collection that was assumed lost. And then I do have a stack of stuff. Right here, this stack. These are cards that I love. They're cool, but those ones I got slabbed that will be posted for sale at some point in the eBay store, but this other stuff, collection stuff. So let's get into it. This has been back for 2 weeks. I've just been so busy, I haven't gotten to it. So we'll start off with the one oversized, and this is a 1995 Quattro International Ichiro Suzuki Oryx Blue Wave 3D postcard. So going to be hard to show off. I mean, I can lift this up a little bit so you can see if it'll zoom up, so you can see the flip. Super cool. Obviously going to be kind of hard to grade, oversized and such, but very, very cool. Obviously Ichiro, an all-time great. He will be elected to the Hall of Fame towards the end of this year and inducted, or I guess technically the vote will go out later this year. The election will take place early next year, and the induction midway through next year. But he's obvious shoe-in. I think the biggest question is, does he have a shot to get that 100% that no one ever has except for one, and that was Mariano Rivera. But he's obviously a shoe-in, first ballot guy. So that's a super cool item. Very cool. Ichiro, there is a group of Ichiros in this order, so we'll get to it. We're going to go through the cards that will be sold at some point, and then we'll get into the PC stuff. Got some Allen & Ginter Chrome action. This is from 2021. Topps Allen & Ginter Chrome. It's a Ty Cobb Gold Refractor, serial number 20 out of 50. Beautiful card. I mean, Allen & Ginter has always been a favorite of mine. The Chrome releases have been very cool. Though it looks at this point, I guess there won't be a 2023 Allen & Ginter Chrome, which is a shame. You know, it was tough to get autographs, but you could get some color refractors, but they just look so good, specifically the old players. So, Ty Cobb Gold Refractor, graded a 10. And then this is awesome, you know, team color match, Blue Refractor, numbered out of 150 of Jackie Robinson. And that is a Gem Mint 10 as well. So, beautiful card. I am a huge fan of the vintage players, the Hall of Famers on the new age cards. I just think it is a super cool look for sure. Here's a 2021 Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary Hank Aaron Refractor Parallel, graded a 9.5 Mint Plus. Gorgeous card. This is a great looking set. The refractors can be tough to get them well centered sometimes, but they look great. From 2023, Topps Finest Flashbacks. It's an Anthony Volpe, number 165, Gem Mint 10. So that is the rare, which is the gold. They're, I want to say one per box, maybe. Bit of a short print. So, cool Anthony Volpe there. We've got an Atomic Refractor, which was a mistake, I think, in 2023 Bowman's Best. They did not do Atomic Refractors. I love Atomic Refractors. They look great. This is the Juan Soto from 2021 Bowman's Best. That is a Gem Mint 10. Just a great looking card. And these are all cards that I would love to keep. And if this were 5 years ago, 100% would keep them all. But I'm now so hyper focused on collecting Phillies stuff, and not just the newer stuff, but going back to the beginning of the 1900s and even late 1800s. You just can't keep everything. So that's why I make more of these available. This is a 2008 Topps Joey Votto rookie card logo Gem Mint 10. So Gem 10 Joey Votto. Be interesting to see if he ends up cracking the big leagues this year. I know he signed a minor league deal with the Blue Jays. I haven't really paid a ton of attention. I don't know if he's been playing down there or as part of extended spring training. I know he was a late signing. Here's a 2000 Bowman's Best Francisco Rodriguez. That is numbered 896 out of 2,999. Cool rookie card of a fantastic closer. One of those guys that is like a borderline Hall of Fame candidate. Like, I don't think he should get in, but he definitely deserved consideration. He was absolutely dominant when he came up. He was really vital to the Angels winning their World Series, which is hard to believe that was close to 25 years ago at this point. And then he obviously assumed the closer's role in later years and, had a lengthy career. Francisco Rodriguez, Gem 10. And from that same set, it's a Johan Santana rookie, 9.5 mint plus. He's another guy probably deserved a little more consideration than he got. Was his peak long enough to be a Hall of Famer? Probably not, but he was sensational, just so good. That's a great looking card. This is a really nice set in my opinion. So a 9.5 mint plus on the Santana rookie. From 2021 Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary, it's a blue mini diamond refractor, serial numbered out of 199, Gem Mint 10, Derek Jeter. These are all cards, too, that like I said, they will be put up in the eBay store, but I'm not, super anxious to move most of them, so most of my price to kind of where I think is somewhat fair, and then, over time you get some offers, and eventually some of them move, because they are every one of those cards I just showed off. Just absolutely gorgeous cards that I really like. Here's an 8.5 near mint plus. This is a 2000 DirecTV promo, which it's headlined by Hideki Matsui, obviously a star with the Yankees, World Series MVP with the Yankees. Also have Saito, Ishii, and the fourth guy, Kazishi. He played a number of years in the big leagues. And I think Saito did for a little bit too, but Hideki Matsui, obviously the best of that bunch. And then I have a second one that received a mint 9. So pretty neat cards there. Now we should have a run of Ichiros from various releases. This is 1995 BBM. Ichiro with Akiyama. Pacific Punch, 8.5 near mint plus. Young Ichiro there with its Oryx uniform. So I guess Baseball Magazine is the producer of these cards. Very common manufacturer for a lot of the Japanese sets. Here's a 1998 BBM Ichiro Suzuki near mint, or a mint 9, I should say. It's a 97 liter card, leading the league in average. And a 1998 BBM card 540 Ichiro Suzuki, 9.5 near mint plus. Best 9. $1998 BBM number 22 Ichiro Gem Mint 10, 185 hits, so a 97 liter. So I bought a Japanese collection and got some cool stuff, some catalogs, and I still have piles of base cards to go through and list, and every now and then I'll list some, and they will sell from time to time. And basically most of the Ichiros I found, I just decided to send in. I felt like they'd be a little easier to sell slabbed up. And I already have a Japanese Ichiro in the collection. My favorite card I've come across from the Japanese time for Ichiro was his the Upper Deck Ovation. That's just such a great looking card. So I have a couple of those and have one in the collection. Here's a 2000 Upper Deck Victory Japanese Heroes Ichiro Gem Mint 10. Then we have a Stats Leaders from 2000 Upper Deck Victory, Japanese. Bobby Rose, and Ichiro. Interesting card there. And then final one is a 1999 BBM, number 10 Ichiro, Gem Mint 10. 98 hits leader. So, super neat Ichiros there. All right, let's get into some PC stuff, and then we'll get into this special stack of vintage. If you like vintage, you will like that for sure. We'll move these over a little bit, and we'll start off with some of the tall boy holders. So this is a crossover. A lot of people would tell me I'm crazy for this, but I just wanted to improve it. This is a 1914 Fatima Cigarettes T222 Grover Alexander. So Grover Cleveland, all-time great Philly, Hall of Famer, gorgeous card, beautiful image. This was a PSA 2, but the PSA holder, the holder was scratched and beat up. It was poorly slabbed, so it bounced around in the holder, which was, it aesthetically looked terrible, and I just don't think that's the best way to have it holdered up. And honestly, as much as I prefer to have the 2, because, I mean, you always prefer to have a higher grade, I mean, this card is definitely, it's a paper-thin card that's over 100 years old, so you expect it to be in poor condition, but it's definitely, I consider it more of a 1.5 than a 2, so whatever. I crossed it over. It went from a PSA 2 to an SGC 1.5, but the card, the image, everything about it looks so much better. I'm much happier having it in my collection this way than the other way. I mean, to me, pre-war kind of belongs in an SGC holder. It looks better. It presents better. I mean, people who don't think there's a place for SGC in the hobby, generally, in my opinion at least, don't know what they're talking about, but to each their own. All right, some other tall boy stuff for the collection. This is all collection stuff here on out. This is a 1958-60 team issue, Granny Hamner. So it's a Phillies team issue, just super cool. Blank backs. I really like these older team issues. They're usually fairly affordable. They're super cool. Just always cool to add to the collection. Here is a Willie Jones Puddinhead in a 4. Hopefully, my guy Wesker Griff, who's a Puddinhead Jones collector, hopefully he can find one of those for his collection. And the final one from the team issues is a Stan Lapata, and that is a 4 as well. So, pretty fun there. Then we got a bunch of these. So, obviously, a lot of people have seen these. People go crazy collecting these autographed. Now, not necessarily Connie Mack, but the more modern Hall of Famers. And they do look gorgeous signed. Signed in blue Sharpie, they look great. But they're pretty awesome to collect on their own, unsigned. You don't see very many slabbed. You will occasionally see some graded. I decided to get a bunch of these graded because I thought they'd look great. But you can have them in top loaders and such as well. This is the one that did the poorest, but it's a 1980 Perez Steel. These are all numbered to 10,000. This is Connie Mack in a 6. So cool card there. But it's just a great way. And a lot of these are obviously older, and different series are a little tougher. So they can range anywhere from $5 to maybe $20, $25 at the most. I mean, they're just great ways to collect awesome-looking images of all-time greats at way more affordable prices. And you'll see some of what I mean coming up. Here's a cool Hank Aaron. That's from 83 in a 8. So that'll just go into the Hank Aaron collection. Now, these guys, like a guy like this, Sam Thompson, most of his cards, his Phillies cards from the late 1800s, early 1900s, are basically unaffordable. Here's a way you can get a great image, colorful, a guy who is an all-time great, obviously not talked about a lot because no one who knows anyone around saw the guy play, but it's a gorgeous-looking card, part of, Phillies history. Phillies Wall of Famer, Hall of Famer, and one of the great outfields really in baseball history. So that's an 8. That's from 81 Perez Steel. And I got a bunch of these. I basically got all the Phillies that have been produced graded. Here's an 8.5. That's from 81 of Robin Roberts. Ed Delahanty in a 9. Just awesome looking. I love these things. Here's a Grover Cleveland Alexander in a 9. Jim Bunning. That is from the 96 release. That's a mint 9. I do wish they would continue this series, like, officially. That would be awesome. Dave Bancroft. That one's a 9. Love seeing the old Phillies uniforms brought to life in color as well. Chuck Klein. Perfect for both the Phillies and the Chuck Klein collection. 9.5 mint plus. That one's from 81. My guy Richie Ashburn, 9.5. His autograph version of this is very expensive. He passed away, I think, pretty close to when these were released. So there are signed copies out there, but they're tough. I think they're like minimum $500-$600 if I'm not mistaken. So 9.5 mint plus on the Richie Ashburn. Michael Jack Schmidt gets the Gem Mint 10. That one's from 96 as well. And then the final of the tall boys is Steve Carlton, one of the greatest left-handed starting pitchers of all time that gets little to no respect in the hobby. It's from 94 Perez Steel, Steve Carlton in a Gem 10. So those are awesome. Super thrilled to get those back into the collection. Now we've got some color. So this is some serious color Phillies action. Now Spencer Howard, he's not good. He was a top prospect for the Phillies. Didn't really pitch well in Philadelphia. He got traded to Texas at the trade deadline. Struggled mightily there. Ended up with the Yankees. I don't think he ever made it back to the big leagues with them. I'm assuming he's still trying to bounce around the minors. Not even completely sure. But I am working a lot on these finest flashback sets. So when I find colors that look good, I will get them slabbed, or if I can buy them slabbed. So this is a gold refractor of Spencer Howard, serial numbered out of 50, 9.5 mint plus. That's from 2021 finest flashbacks. Big fan of the finest flashback sets. And that's the reason why I got Adam Hazley graded. Otherwise, you wouldn't. 9.5 mint plus on the Adam Hazley gold refractor. That one is from 2020 finest flashbacks, and that's a set. Realistically, I'm trying to do the entire set run outside of the superfractors. I do have a couple of them, but I missed out on like Harper at one point, and it was expensive but affordable, and has sold I think twice since then for double and quadruple that original price. I wish I didn't miss out on that. Here's a 2020 Topps Finest Flashbacks JT Realmuto Black Refractor. That's serial numbered out of 25. Realmuto weirdly had 2 cards in the 2020 Finest Flashback set. He had a regular card, and then he was in the Baseball's Finest All-Stars. And this is his gold refractor, which is a 9.5 mint plus. That one is also numbered out of 50, as the gold refractors are. So some great color there from Finest Flashbacks. A couple other Phillies cards. Here's just a classic Phillies Topps flagship card, Classic Combos. Howard and Utley. That's from 2008 Topps. So that's came out earlier in the year before they would end up going on and winning the World Series that year. So super cool. Classic Combos. Ryan Howard, Chase Utley. 2 all-time Phillies greats. It's cool. Bryce Harper, 2020 Topps Allen and Ginter Chrome Red Refractor, serial numbered out of 5. Bryce Harper, 9.5 mint plus. Gotta love that color match. Bryce Harper refractor action. Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary, another set I really like. This is the Bryce Harper Platinum 70th Anniversary Mini Diamond Refractor, numbered out of 70, Gem Mint 10. Nice and shiny there. And then one more red refractor of Bryce Harper, Gem Mint 10 red refractor, serial numbered 1 out of 5 from 2022 Topps Finest Flashbacks. Great looking card there. There's the numbering on the back. So thrilled to add some more color Harpers to the collection. We have yet another stack. Like I said, big order here. This was actually another crossover. This is a 2012 Topps Allen and Ginter Bryce Harper Mini. This is actually the gold border, so technically I guess this is mislabeled. I should probably message them. Anyway, this received an 8.5 It was previously a GMA 9. Why someone sent it to GMA, I don't know why. But, I mean, it's a cool card there. I'm just happy. Anytime you can get a Harper rookie at a decent price, why not? And that's definitely not a common one. So I'm going to have to message them about that one. Some other fun stuff. A 1970 Kellogg's Rich Allen. So we got a Dick Allen in an 8. Such a cool set. Love the old Kellogg's. They're neat. Got a 2022 Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary. Platinum Trois Cream Red Refractor. Serial number 2 out of 5 of Dick Allen in a Gem Mint 10. Gem 10 Dick Allen. Very cool. I like to just get the reds graded, honestly. As long as they look like they'd be at least 9s, I usually send them in. I love these cards. Still need the original from the 1800s. A Fogarty, his N43. I've missed out on it a number of times at auction over the years. But this is from 2008 Topps Allen and Ginter, Ryan Howard, N43 box topper. Not as easy to get these as you would think, especially the older ones. First of all, so many are damaged because they're just tossed on the top of a box and then people don't have supplies to properly store them. And then so many people just don't bother to list them. But this one's in mint 9, so I'm happy with that. Ryan Howard. And then also got the Chase Utley. That's a 9.5 mint plus. Also from 2008, Topps Allen and Ginter. So big fan of those two cards. And here's a cool Richie Ashburn that I added to the collection sometime in the last couple months. This is from 2023 Panini Select Baseball. It's a gold vinyl prism, serial numbered 1 out of 1. Richie Ashburn received a 9.5 mint plus. 1 of 1. Cool Ashburn. You can get those Panini products. If you come across it, you can usually get them at a somewhat decent price. I love this card. One of my favorite relic cards out there. This is from 2010 Topps Tribute, Richie Ashburn, triple relic, black, serial numbered out of 50. It's a great looking card. Really nice image of Ashburn up there. Serial numbers up there. Love the Phillies logo in the background. That's somewhat subtle, but obviously you can see it. Shows up even a little better with the shine, and then the 3 pieces of old school jersey relic. That is just a sensational card. Huge fan of that one. So, and 9.5, like that was one I honestly just figured, it's a older relic card. I'll be lucky to get an 8 on it. So thrilled with that. More Ashburns, 2022 Topps Chrome Platinum Orange Refractor, serial number 2 of 25, Gem Mint 10, Richie Ashburn. Love getting as many Ashburn slabs as I can. Here's the red Lava Refractor, also a Gem Mint 10, serial numbered 4 of 5. Got some lava action there. Love the dark tone of the red. Beautiful Ashburn. Here is an Ashburn Gold Prism Refractor. These are pretty tough. Not numbered, but I believe the print run is 50. They're retail only. Gem Mint 10 on the Ashburn there. And then the Gold Wave Refractor, serial numbered 1 of 50. So you've got the jersey number, if that does something for you. I mean, I'm not obsessed with that, but if I see it, it intrigues me. I will only pay so much more for it, but I actually got this one really cheap. I think this was listed, months ago, dirt cheap, and I was like, oh, it's a jersey number. Cool. Buy it now. Gem Mint 10 on the Ashburn. And then we've got a couple Tom Brady's here. So, got 2 of these Brady's. Bought these from a flea market a few years ago in a big lot of stuff. I might sell the silver one just because I'm just as happy having the base card. It doesn't really matter to me. The base received a 9. It's from 2002 Donruss Gridiron Kings, second year card. And then the silver, which is serial number out of 40, received an 8. I mean, they're definitely not cards you're going to find that much. I would assume a card number to 400. I have no clue, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's at least a $100 card. But pretty neat finds there. And then these are a bunch of bazookas. Again, in here, there may be a couple that I decide to part with. Just, obviously you see all the stuff I have here. But I definitely keep at least one example from every set. And then certain players, I always like to have an example if I can. So I say that, and then I end up wanting to keep almost all of them. Here's a Frank Herrera from 1961 Bazooka. It's an authentic, minimum size not met. That's one I might move on from just because I have another 61. But here's a 65 Bazooka Jim Bunning in a 5, and I think I have 2 of these Bunnings. As you can see, hand-cut Jim Bunning, 65 Bazooka. Bazookas are blank backs. Here's an Art Mahaffey from 61. So that's a neat one. That received a 2. Johnny Callison, 66 in a 4. Bill White, who just missed out on the Hall of Fame with the Veterans Committee, that received a 4. Is another Bunning in a 3, so I'll probably put this Bunning. No, the other one I have is 65. Okay, no, yeah, I have them here. Okay, so I knew I had 2 Bunnings. 66 Bunnings, I got a 3 and a 5. So, I mean, both solid grades for hand-cut cards from the 60s for sure. And they look pretty similar. Obviously, this one's cut a little better, but a 3 and a 5. So, I mean, these are just all awesome. And then Richie Allen. So I don't know, maybe a month or 2 ago, had purchased one of these raw, got it graded. I got a 2 on it. So, and they all look great, but I'll probably just keep the 3 and maybe sell the 2. But I'm also not opposed to keeping multiples either. They're awesome. This is all great stuff. Super happy to have it all. And now the final group, and I know this is a longer reveal, so I appreciate all you guys watching. I know a lot of people watch beginning to end. A lot of people put it on while they're sorting cards and stuff like that. I personally, I like short videos sometimes, and I like long videos. But this next group is pretty special. So here's a stack of vintage. I think it's, 7 cards, 3, maybe it's 9 cards. I picked out some of the best cards from this group of cards that I'm still hoping to get a video on. It's trying to coordinate it with my dad's a little tough, but the short version of the story is my dad had some of his cards when he was a kid, and they used to obviously beat a lot of them up. And then his brother had some cards. His brother was really into baseball as well, a couple years younger than him. And he unfortunately was sick as a child, so he didn't maybe go outside and beat up his cards as much as they did. They would go out there and flip them and all that stuff. And then, of course, lose them sometimes in games and such. My dad's brother, my uncle, passed away when I believe he was 16. And my dad ended up, at some point after that, giving his brother's cards and his cards to his cousin. And, over the years, I remember when I got into cards, as a kid in 1989 and 90 and all those years, I'd always hear about it. And then even years, and then getting back into it, getting my dad back involved in the hobby too, in the last, at this point, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever it's been, since he kind of got back on board. I've always heard the stories about, we gave them away and this and that, and we had them. And it was just kind of presumed, and I always thought to myself, man, it would be cool, not just because some of the cards, would have some sort of value, but also just, I don't know, that'd be an awesome thing to have in your collection, and just never got that opportunity. Well, my aunt recently had brought some cards over to give them to me, because my dad would talk to her about how I'm involved in cards and like cards and into them, and, sell some and obviously collect a lot and all that stuff. And she brought over this box of cards that she had in the closet. And it's going through it, and there's some cards that were my cousins, and those are mostly from the 70s, and they're pretty beat up. And then there was a box of stuff with a handful of cards from late 50s that were probably my dad's, and then a bunch of 63s that were my uncle's, my dad's brothers. And most of them in pretty good shape because they weren't played with as heavily, and they've been in a box for, whatever it's been, 50, 60 years. So I pulled out the group that, you know, were obviously the most collectible, valuable, if you want to put it that way, / best condition. And I still have quite a few Hall of Famers and other players that are really good. And like I said, I want to do a video and show some of it off for my dad and get some of his thoughts, but we'll see. I'm hoping to make that happen. But anyway, these are the grading results of the ones I did send in. So this one is the lowest graded one, and it is awesome and it looks great. There is some light creasing in this area that, I mean, you really have to look at to see. I don't even know if you'll be able to see it on camera. Probably not. Just not severely creased, but a SGC 3 on the 63 mantle. So absolutely gorgeous example there. And then this one from 59 Topps was probably my dad's, and it's one of the few 50s that survived in pretty good condition. So they set that one aside, and that received a 5. So a 59 Topps mantle in a 5. Absolutely awesome. 1963 Topps Willie Mays in an EX5. Obviously some centering issues, but really great. A 5.5 on the 63 Hank Aaron. A 6 on the 63 Topps Ernie Banks. And I felt pretty good about these cards. Like I knew most of them would get 5s and 6s. Like I was like, they're pretty clean for cards from that era overall. And there's definitely some commons that you might, I mean, I have a couple hundred of them. If I went through, I could probably find a few that would grade crazy high at PSA. I'm not going to go through the trouble of sending stuff to PSA, but it's just super cool. I mean, it's just got obviously the amazing players, the amazing cards, the amazing condition, and then the story, the personal connection, automatically, quickly becomes a cornerstone portion of the personal collection for sure. So here's a 63 Topps Power Plus featuring Ernie Banks and Hank Aaron in a 6.5. A 6.5 on the 63 Topps Sandy Koufax. And I will say there was no Pete Rose. Pete Rose is a high number. Obviously, his rookie is very expensive. I was kind of hoping maybe I would find one. I did not. But I'm sure, I didn't even look for like high numbers specifically. I'm sure there's a bunch of high numbers in there as well. But just kind of picked out some of the best stars. But Sandy Koufax in a 6.5. How about this one? Roberto Clemente in a 7. 63 Topps Bob Clemente in a near mint 7. I mean, to me, that's like unheard of. I mean, obviously, I know you can find them. And then an amazing find here, 63 Rookie Stars, Willie Stargell in a 7. So a Hall of Fame rookie in a 7. It's pretty cool. I have a really beat up copy of this in my Phillies all-time team set binder because of this guy, John Hernstein. But that is it for the reveal. I will try and do a separate reveal where I just showcase these cards, get my dad's thoughts on some of these. And like I said, I have that stack of vintage stuff. When I get a chance, I love to do a video and share some more of that collection with you guys. But appreciate you watching. If you stuck it out for the whole thing, let me know in the comments down below because I truly appreciate it. I watch a lot of videos and I try and comment a little bit. I do a poor job. I know we're all busy and it's hard to do sometimes, but I definitely appreciate it. So let me know what you think down below and I will talk to you next time. Have a great one.